party fighting for your freedom, and I'm so grateful to introduce our leader in just 1 second. But I want to introduce you to your candidate because he was just announced, Mr. Wayne Wheeler. Please give a big round of applause. So Wayne has stepped up to be the candidate here in Fundy Royal. Please support him.
Awesome.
Meet him. He's going to be mingling and jingling like we all are, right? Network, get to know him, get to know each other. We are a community here, and we're going to continue to build a community of freedom fighters. So please help Wayne in his campaign. Let's paint Fundy Royal purple, and let's win this riding for the PPC. Can I get your commitment? All right, we would like to introduce the man himself. He's been traveling all across the country. He's been sticking to his principles, and we're the fastest growing political party in Canada because of the hard work he's doing for every single one of us. Please welcome the next Prime Minister of Canada, Mr. Maxime Bernier.
Thank you, Nicolas. I'm very, very happy to be here. You know, I'm traveling across the country. I like my job. I'm proud to be Canadian, and I want to gain back our freedoms, and that's the most important for this campaign. I strongly believe that this campaign, this election, will be a kind of a referendum, because Justin Trudeau said when he started and launched the campaign a week ago, last Sunday, he said, I want Canadians to judge me on the way I manage the COVID-19 crisis. I'm saying yes to that. Yes, Mr. Trudeau, we will judge you on that. And we'll judge you on that because for us, we want to gain back our freedoms. And it's not new. I said that more than 18 months ago, that every business is essential, that we must reopen our churches, we must reopen our school. Children must be able to go to school in person without any mask. It must be the choice of the parents. Parents must be able to decide if they want their children to wear a mask or not. Not the government, not the big fat government, not the provincial government, not the federal government. We have that actually here. You'll have a mask mandate for children and also for students at university. We have the same thing in Quebec, but not almost the same. Depending on where you're living in Quebec, if you're in my riding in Beauce, your children will have to wear a mask next week. But if you live in Quebec City, they won't. Can you believe that? The virus is more stronger in Beauce than in Quebec City. All that, it's not based on science. It's based on compliance. It's based on communism, socialism, controlling the population, and we don't want that. We're saying no to that. And it's the same thing for the vaccine passport. Actually, next week in Quebec, we will have a vaccine passport that will be imposed on us. So I don't understand why. Because if you look at the science right now, if you decided to have the vaccine, if you have the vaccine, you can also still have COVID-19 and you can spread the virus. Same thing for people that didn't have the vaccine. So we are the same. We are the same, but the government wants to divide the population in two kinds of citizens. The vaccinated ones and the unvaccinated ones. Someone will have less rights than others. We don't want that. Actually, after this election campaign, Trudeau will impose a vaccine passport for Canadians who wants to travel in a plane or a train all across the country. But I'm telling Justin Trudeau, I will travel across the country after this election to meet Canadians and I won't take the vaccine passport. It's my constitutional right to travel across this country, and if I have to go to jail for that, I'll do it.
Our families died for our freedoms.
Yes, and we don't have to ask anybody for our freedoms. We own it. We own it. It's our freedoms, and now they want to take it away from us.
Right.
They want to take it away with the vaccine passport, with the mask mandate, with all these draconian measures that they impose on us. So this election will be, do you want the same? Do you still want lockdowns, vaccine passport, mask mandate? You have a nice choice. You have 4 political parties that you can vote for if you want that. The Conservatives, the Liberals, the NDP, the Green are all the same on vaccine passport. They're socialists and communists. They want us to live in a country where you will have to show your papers for everything. We want to participate in our social life without having to show any papers. And that will be that for every Canadian. The vaccinated ones will have to show their vaccine passport every time if they want to go to a restaurant, a baseball game, if they want to go to a theater. And the unvaccinated ones, they maybe have to show a negative COVID test if they want to do something. We won't show any papers. We are in a free society. We are in a capitalist society. So I'm saying no to a show me your papers society. I'm saying yes to our freedom. I'm saying yes to Canadians. And that's very important this election. What we are saying right now, a lot of people don't have the courage today to be here with us, but they are looking at us, and more people are coming on our side. We need to do, and we need to have a common sense revolution. We need to have a freedom revolution, and that revolution will start the 28th of September. Because that will be a big surprise. The cartel of the mainstream media, the cartel of the establishment politicians don't want us. They didn't want me on the stage to debate. Now they just want to have a conversation between them. That won't be a debate without us. They're the same on all that COVID-19 hysteria. They're the same on mass immigration. They're the same on the deficit. I can go on and go on and go on. They share the same socialist policies, so that won't be a debate. But they don't want us. They don't want us because they know that when we are able to reach more people, people understand and are coming on our side. They're afraid. They're afraid of what we are saying. They don't like what we are saying because it's based on facts. It's based on the truth, and it's based on science, and they don't want that. But I'm telling them, we will win that election. We will win that election. Because to win, we just need a real freedom fighters in Ottawa. We just need a couple of candidates that will be elected, and we will start that national debate. The mainstream media will have to speak about us. We will use all the tools that we have in Parliament to speak, to stand up and speak out about our values. Questions period. We will be also do some parliamentary committees and ask people to come and being witness about what is happening in our country right now. We will have that debate. So I believe that all across the country, a couple of candidates will be elected. 10, 20, 15, I don't know. But that revolution is starting. I can tell you that the media are saying that we are about at 4 or 5% in the poll right now. I don't believe that. I believe that I'm traveling and I can see, I can feel the momentum. We are more than that, more than 4% of the population understand that our freedoms are under attacks. under attack by these woke, under attack by people who believe in more censorship like Trudeau and O'Toole, under attack with the COVID hysteria, and we need to wake up. And I can tell you that we are doing well because every Canadian will be able to vote for their values, because our goal is to have a candidate in every riding in this country. And up to now, we have 330 candidates that has been approved, and we'll have a full slate in a couple of days from now. So
That's awesome.
if you look at the Green Party of Canada, they have only 100 candidates now. If you look at the NDP, they have only 260 candidates. So we have more candidates than the Green. And if you look, when they ask a question about who's going to be the best Prime Minister, I'm there at 6% and the Green only at 3%. But I don't have the right to be on the stage. We are doing better than the Green in the polls. We are doing better because we have the best ideas, and I'm not able to debate over there. And I'm telling that cartel, just watch us, because we are speaking about the truth, and the truth is always winning, and it will win. So what I'm telling you today, my main message, if you have to only have one message today, the very important one. As you know, I don't know if you saw the video, I was arrested in Manitoba after a gathering in a park like that, handcuffed, put in jail for a non-crime after a political gathering. And if you saw the video, the police asked me, do you have any weapons? Do you have anything that can hurt me? I was surprised, I'm a politician. I'm traveling across the country. I don't have any weapons. And I said, no weapons, only my words, only my philosophy. I'm promising you right now that I'm using my words as my weapons, and I will do that until we win, but I need you to do the same thing. I need you to use your words as your weapons. If you do that, if you stand up and speak out about what you believe, we will be able to win and to have a bigger support. So, at the last election, 300,000 people voted for the BBC.
My people.
Yes, more
Very
people. And if each one of them find 10 more voters, that will be 3 million people. If we have 3 million votes, we'll be at 16% in the poll. So I'm asking you, you must be able to speak to 10 of your friends or of your family members, of your colleagues and workers and people that you know, only 10 about the BBC. And that will have a purple wave at the next election, because you will use your words as your weapons. And you know what? Speaking about common sense, it's easy. Everything that they're doing, it's not based on science, it's not based on logic. 1 mask, 0 mask, 2 masks, 1 shot, 2 shots, and after that 3, 4, 5. Because as you know, the vaccine passport will have an expiration date. The expiration date, because they will need a 3rd shot, they will need a 4th shot. So that won't end. And we have to say to these people that decided, and we respect them, to take the vaccine, do you want to be in a position to always show your papers, to do everything? Imagine if you're in a family And not all the members of the family decided to have the shot. If you want to have a dinner at a restaurant, you won't be able to be together all together. That's unfair, unconstitutional, unjust, and immoral. So that's why all these people that decided to have the vaccine, they understand that. And for them, enough is enough, and we will fight for every Canadian. For us, it's not important if you decided to have the vaccine or not. It's not important the color of your skin. We are working for Canadians, and we are doing politics differently because we don't pander to every special interest group. We won't do racial politics. We don't believe in that. We are doing politics based on common sense and on principles, and that's why people like that. And I can tell you, I was in Alberta maybe, I think, a month ago, and more people are coming. The Conservative Party of Canada is not conservative anymore, and people understand that. We are the real conservative, free people. And so, you can count on me. I believe that they can count on you because Canadians need our voice in Ottawa, but also we need to have their support. And I want to tell you, it's not because an idea is not that popular today that idea is not just and true. And we know that the freedom ideas may be not that popular today, but they will be more popular because we know that fighting for freedoms is fighting for a just and true ideas, and ideas in line with our values, with our Western civilization values, and that's why we have more people coming on board. I just want to end by a quote from John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy said that in 1961 at his inaugural speech, and that quote is very, very actual for today. He said that in 1961, and he said, in the long history of the world, only few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its maximum hour of danger. And he said, you are that generation, this is your role, and now is the time. And yes, now is the time. So I will stay with you, I will mingle with you. If you have any question, I'll be pleased to answer your question and take some photos. I want to thank you, but don't forget your role. Your role is to help us to win, to speak to your friends about the People's Party, our candidates, our values, and with you, with me, with all our candidates, we'll be able to be successful and win this campaign. Thank you.
What do you think of Erin O'Toole's rebuttal to the vaccine passport by saying that Canadians should be able to get on their buses, planes and trains, but only if they show a negative test for the COVID? I mean, what are you supposed to do? Get on a train and have a test, a quick test, and get on there? I mean, isn't that just as draconian?
It is because the cost of these tests are there. It's about $250 for a test. So you'll need to do a test every time that you want to travel. But it's irrelevant now if you are vaccinated or not vaccinated. It is irrelevant because everybody will have to show their papers. The vaccinated ones will have to show their vaccine passport. And by the way, the expiration date of the vaccine passport is it will be the next December, because If you have only 2 shots, your vaccine passport will expire because they will ask you to have the 3rd shots. So there's an expiration date. Every time you'll have to come back and have a new vaccine passport because you'll have to have a new shots, another shots. Justin Trudeau bought for $60 million the booster shots until 2024. So your vaccine passport will be good, but only for a short time. And so the people who decided not to have the vaccine will have to show papers also, like you just said, maybe a negative COVID test before taking the plane, before taking the train, before taking a bus. Everybody will have to show their papers. And that's why I said I don't want a show me your papers society. We are in a free society. I will show my passport when I'm traveling and I'm crossing the border to come back in Canada, to go in another country, but I don't want to show any papers when I'm traveling across this country. I have the constitutional rights to travel without showing anybody. And actually, my personal health information must be private and personal. Now, everybody will know with your vaccine passport some of your private information. It is not in line with our democracy, and that's why I believe that more and more people will be on our side.
Erin O'Toole and the Conservative Party have put out policy platforms recently, just to go into another area here, where they are extreme, well, this is my personal opinion, they're extreme left-wing views, for example, forcing some corporations to put workers on their board of directors, paying for new hires for the first 6 months, 25% of their salary. Your thoughts on this extreme leftist policies of the Conservative Party of Canada?
But that's why I said, this party is not conservative anymore. This party is conservative only by name. O'Toole is a leftist, and that's another example. Actually, if you want to impose what a private corporation must do, and you want to give subsidies to people that will start a new job, so what about all these people that are paying tax right now? You are telling them, yes, pay taxes and we'll give your money to another person. We don't want that. We don't have the money for that, first. And second, a private corporation must be able to decide who's going to be on their board. That's not the government. That's socialism, that's leftist, and that's in line with woke culture. And that's why O'Toole and Trudeau are the same on a lot of issues. And on that one, they believe in socialism and more government intervention in your day-to-day life. We believe in less government. We have faith in people. We believe that people know better than me as a politician or bureaucrat in Ottawa what to do with their life. But with O'Toole, it would be more bureaucracy, more civil servants, more regulations, more taxes, like Trudeau.
Now, finally, because I know there's a lot of people here who want to speak to you, the Afghan situation, they've left 2,000 either Canadians or Afghan allies in Kabul with no way to get out by the Canadian government. We've had a minister of the Canadian government talk about the Taliban as her brothers. Your response?
It's irresponsible. It is, we fought them. They don't share our same values. Every culture are not the same, and the Western civilization culture is very different than the Taliban's one. And sorry, they're not our brothers. They don't, everybody must be equal before the law. Men and women are equal, but in their society it is not that. So it's a shame that we still have people that help us, that are in Afghanistan, that share Canadian values and help Canadian forces, and they cannot come to our country. But Trudeau is opening the doors for 20,000 of them that we don't know. Why, opening our doors to 20,000 people coming from Afghanistan? We maybe only 2,000 of them help us and share our values. So it's always, open borders, open borders, open borders. We need to help people that help us first.
Thank you very much, Maxime, and bonne chance.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you.